Hey everybody, welcome back to the channel. Thank you for joining me once again. And earlier today, I just saw some crazy poll numbers from Republican voters that really just made me feel sick. It really made me feel uneasy, and I think you folks are going to agree as well. The poll is done among Republican voters. It's about the presidential primary in their party for 2024. And as we all know, Donald Trump is the leading candidate in the party right now, and that's scary for a lot of people, young, middle-aged, older as well. It affects all of us. With everything going on with Donald Trump recently, and of course his garbage past as president, his garbage past as a person, having that person possibly being in the Oval Office, not good for America. So, this poll really kind of furthers that fear. So let's take a look at it and enough chit chat. So here is the poll in question. It's a CNN poll done between August 25th and August 31st, and it's among GOP voters. And the poll asks, if true, charges against Donald Trump regarding his efforts to overturn the 2020 election. So only one of his indictments, and it has three options. 13% says it disqualifies him from the presidency. 19% says it casts doubts on his fitness for the job. But 68% of Republican respondents in this poll said that even if the charges are true, they aren't relevant to his fitness for the job. Now, these people believe that Donald Trump trying to overturn a presidential election illegally, whether it be through false electors, trying to stop the certification, whether it be on what happened on January 6th, or the many other efforts that Donald Trump tried in different states around the country, whatever it may be. They think that doesn't matter, that does not impact his ability to serve as president. How insane is that? How insane is that? It really shows you how extreme how extreme the Republican Party has become, not only the politicians, but the voters as well. They don't see that someone trying to overturn an election, a fundamental democratic ideal to America, something that we've been doing in this country for over 200 years. They don't think that trying to overturn a free and fair election is disqualifying, even if it breaks the law, right? He didn't just try to legally overturn the election through filing lawsuits and things like that. No. He took it a step further, as we saw in the brand new indictment against him over the summer from Jack Smith. But the poll gets worse somehow, right? There's an article here as well, which we're going to look at now, but somehow the poll gets worse. So let's take a look at it. So this is the CNN article in question where they talk more in depth about this poll. And it starts off by saying that via this poll they did, Trump is the top choice for his party's nomination at the traditional Labor Day start to a more engaged campaign season, ahead of his nearest rival by more than 30 percentage points. 52% of Republicans and Republican-leaning independent voters support him, compared with just 18% behind Florida Governor Ron DeSantis. And Trump is broadly seen as best able to handle a wide range of issues. Now, isn't that last sentence pretty funny as well? Has Donald Trump ever been able to handle an issue in his entire life? He couldn't do it as president. He couldn't handle the simplest things. I mean, Donald Trump didn't even read his daily briefings. He needed pictures included in them. And they think that this guy is able to handle issues as president of the United States, the hardest job in the world? Give me a break. But anyway, here's where it gets really bad. More than 4 in 10 in the potential GOP primary electorate say they have definitely decided to support him for the nomination. So you already have, according to this poll, at least 40%, they say specifically 43%, are Trump backers. 20% are firmly behind another candidate, and 37% have no first choice or say they could change their minds. But Donald Trump already has 40% of the Republican Party in his palm. They don't care what this guy does. He can get indicted for murdering someone, and they'd be like, well, it's fake news, right? It's fake news. Anyway, man, this is crazy. Nearly 2/3 consider him one of their two top choices, and 61% say they think he's extremely or very likely to become the party's nominee, up from 52% at the start of the summer. And most feel the criminal charges Trump faces are not relevant to his ability to serve as president, and a majority of GOP-aligned voters are not seriously concerned about the impact the charges could have on Trump's electability. So, this article is just basically further showing how crazy that MAGA is, how crazy Trump voters are, that, Donald Trump has been indicted 4 times, 91 felony charges, facing over 700 years in prison, and mountains of evidence support his guilt. Of course, he's innocent until proven guilty, but there's plenty of evidence. And they're like, we don't see it. We don't care. He's our guy. It's crazy. It's crazy. So yeah, I just saw that poll, and, as I said at the beginning of the video, it's scary. It's scary that, the Republicans, a significant portion of the Republican voters, have this figure who can do no wrong. He cannot do anything wrong in their eyes. He could kill somebody, and they would find a way to justify it. Donald Trump is the twice impeached, 4-time indicted, disgraced former president who's a proven sexual abuser, fraud, liar, and cheat. All of those terrible things he's done, nobody bats an eye in the Republican Party. No, the overwhelming majority of them still support him. They want him to be president again. It's terrible. And I think it really shows you, again, how extreme the Republican Party has become, because, as I always say when I'm talking about, the difference between MAGA and Republicans, I don't hate Republicans. I don't think that your average conservative American is a bad person at all. Don't think that. I have plenty of friends who are Republicans, and we disagree, and we have great conversations. And, I always say that, like, in 2008, if McCain would have won, or 2012, if Mitt Romney would have won, I disagree with both of those men staunchly. I think they would have been bad presidents. But if they would have won, I think America would have been okay. We wouldn't have plunged into constitutional crisis. And those are just people I disagree with. I think they truly do love their country. Now, with MAGA and Donald Trump, I can't say the same. I don't think Donald Trump loves America. I think that if Donald Trump is reelected, America is not going to be okay. I do think we'll plunge into constitutional crisis because the Republicans continue to aid and abet this guy. Whatever he does, they seem to fall at his feet, demanding and hoping for praise from him. It's disgusting. It's gross. And they're certainly not the party of Mitt Romney or McCain anymore, who, if indicted, would have dropped out of the presidential race, right? Both of those men, rest in peace to John McCain, but even Mitt Romney today would say, yeah, Donald Trump needs to drop out of the presidential race. You can't have a 4-time indicted candidate being the nominee for our party, not only because, they're going to lose, but also it's just bad for America. But that's not the Republican Party anymore. And those numbers show it. The fact that a strong majority of Republican voters think that Donald Trump trying to overturn a free and fair election, something that's fundamental to this country, is not illegally, by the way, if the charges are true, illegally is not disqualifying, I have no words. And I'll let you folks make your voices heard in the comments. Thank you guys for tuning in to this video here, today's video. I appreciate you a lot for watching. Make sure to like and subscribe. It helps a lot. I would really, really appreciate if you guys did both of those things. And of course, let me know what you thought about it all. And that'll be it for today's video. So be well. Hope you are doing well. Your family is healthy, safe. And yeah, I'll talk to you guys soon.